Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Worldology. In today's video, it's just going to be a little quick video about how I feel about the upcoming updates that's coming on December 9th of the next update. So, playing the game, right? I wasn't really playing the game that often, these past few days, right? Yes, a part of it is because, I'm pretty upset about the game, but it's more of a like, I need to see what changes can be made and just wait. And then we got what we needed to see was going to be fixed. And everything that's, pertaining to the game, playing better is, getting fixed in the game, right? So I'm not, this video, I'm not going to pull anything up because, it's going to come in December 9th and I don't need to put all the details. You can read it if you want to. It's a lot of, new, good stuff that's going to come into this game and make it feel way better, right? Hopefully. So, we got rug pull last time. The first actual update, we got rug pulled. And then the next update, we got a little bit of something, but it just ruined the game more. And then this update, winter might be the best Christmas gift that we get, right? I don't know if y'all celebrate that. Yeah, it's whatever. I celebrate the game being worked on, right? So yeah. Other than that, it's like, man, the game in the background, right? You see how I'm like desyncing every single time and whatnot, and people's like killing me behind walls. I'm not gonna talk about this dude with the minigun in the background. Obviously, that gun is powerful, and you'll see it in a minute. It's just there's a lot of things in this game that's just like very mind consuming. And I didn't hear anything about Portal fixes, right? I don't hear anything about the 60 hertz. And Portal is a whole nother different ball game compared to this game, the base game, because the base game works bad, but Portal is it's even more weird, in a sense, right? So I do want to say that I checked the updates, and it looks like those updates, by how they look, is going to be one of the best updates I've seen in a while, or probably in any video game that considered those type of updates. And the reason why is because majority of it is pretty readable. It's not necessarily the corporate type of, text style, right? So we could even, a kid can understand it, anybody can understand it. And it's just, pretty something. But I did see the breakthrough changes just like everybody else. And the thing with the breakthrough changes, right? Changing the game while we're playing it. And of course, I knew there was some type of reason why our vehicles wasn't spawning in certain situations. And then look, they put it in the actual patch form. We really need the vehicles in breakthrough. I don't know if y'all think that's actually the vehicles are a problem, but no, you'll see why the vehicles not being in the game is a big problem, especially for breakthrough, where you can spawn in as quick as you can, get rapid kills as quick as you can, and whatever, but not necessarily push a point that the person can spawn on the point, on the enemy side, right? And actually capture that point quicker than the enemy team, the attacker, because they have to run towards the objective. And the vehicle, everybody know the vehicle in Blackwell Fields is removed, and then on the update they're removing some vehicles, adding attacker tanks instead of Bradleys, and all of the different types of you know sectors that could get vehicles and whatnot. So it's going to be pretty awkward to play and see what's going to happen on the first time. I don't know. People said that it was going to, people said that DICE or whoever's making these changes for Breakthrough is wanting people to play other game modes. But I mean, like, man, you can't do that. I mean, you can't make another person play a different game mode. Like, yeah, they'll eventually try a new game mode, but not going to play it long term, and that's still going to be a detrimental thing long term. because if y'all do add a server browser, right, it's going to look just like BF4. Nobody plays chain link, nobody plays any other game modes on that except for Conquest, Team TDM, and Rush, right? And there's literally other game modes that can be played. So yeah, the update is looking really good. I can't really stream at all because my resources, I don't really have that, but I still will drop some stuff for y'all in these videos, right? And even again, good that I said that, even with streaming, right? I haven't seen any optimization changes, right? With the desync and everything. And Dice, I think the biggest issue is the optimization, in my opinion, because my computer isn't necessarily outdated. It's probably like one generation less, and I don't think that I should be running this awful, especially when streaming, because it never happened. This type of stuff never happened to me, in the last Battlefield game or any other Battlefield game for that matter. Well, I'm not. Hell no. I'm not going to stream those type of Battlefield games. But even recording, I never had those type of issues. And it's weird. I don't know what it is. I heard it was a memory loss. They said it was a memory loss. So I guess that can be an issue. And also the CPU usage issue. That it happened to me a few times, and it was actually the first time that it ever happened to me. And I, since that, even worse than, playing a game, you know, on the normal style with just a desync. It just made it even more worse, right? So yeah, the optimization really needs to be fixed for the game. All the updates pertaining to the gameplay, and everything else is pretty good to change, pretty unique. We're getting more battle passes and whatnot. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to come or we're going to be rug pulled again. Like not messing with humans. We can actually see what's going on, right? So yeah, the update is probably going to be the best update, and these are my thoughts about the updates pertaining to December 9th, right? That it drops. And yeah, it's going to be a pretty unique update. I don't know if it's going to save the entire game because there's a lot of, creative other background stuff like platoons and whatnot, that people's fighting for. But it's also going to be a good deal to make everything more of a playable, gameplay and time for people who don't want to get mad all the time, but usually gets mad because, the game is not at its full potential as it's supposed to be, right? So now we're going to be able to see what it can do at, I guess, about 70%. 70%. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like, share, subscribe. YouTube, Twitch, Kick, the green, purple, and red platforms. And I will be streaming, right? I will be streaming on Twitch and Kick on those platforms and YouTube. But I will not be able to stream on the first day, This time I know I will not be able to stream for y'all. But I will be able to provide some content. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say for this video. And I am out.